Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is HD Starcraft, and I'm coming at you guys with the next set of games from the WCS that I've been casting. I've been doing basically the best games from the tournament, and this is going to be the final set of games I'll be doing from WCS Season 2, and this is going to be a best of 5. We've got Startail Bomber as the red Terran player in the bottom right-hand corner of Star Station, and his opponent is going to be none other than the blue Zerg Scarlett. She has been a huge personality in the StarCraft 2 scene for a very long time, kind of coming into her own a couple of years ago, and she's got a massive fan base. One of the most popular female pro gamers that is playing StarCraft right now, and her name, I guess, right here is Toss Imba, but she is Scarlett, and this is going to be a Zerg versus Terran, which I think is going to be a great way to conclude the WCS, the best games, that, the highlighted games from Season 2, and I hope you guys have been enjoying the cast that I've been doing. After this, I'll probably be moving on into some Season 3 games or some exhibition matchups, so feel free to send in your sweetest replays into HDreplays@gmail.com, and of course I will take a look at it, leave a description, leave a title, and format it nicely for me to be able to read it. Anyways, we do have a hatchery coming out here for Scarlett, and it is going to be on Star Station, which is a massive map, and they have cross-spawned as well, so a lot of times when you see this kind of layout to start things off, you kind of hope and anticipate to see a nice, long, sweet macro game, and that's what I'm hoping for here. You know, if both of these players can go up to 2 or 3 bases apiece, we'll really get to see, their ability to handle late-game StarCraft, and I actually haven't seen a game of Scarlett in a really long time. I think the last time I cast a Scarlett must have been at least a year ago, so really good fun here being able to recast her, and I've casted a couple of games of Bomber recently, so no surprise there. Bomber is just a incredible Terran player, as are all the Korean Terrans. They just, they come out into the scene and they just rock. They really are some of the best Terrans in the world, and Bomber is no exception. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this is going to play out here. We do have the drone from Scarlett checking out that Zelnaga tower. A lot of times Terran players will leave a Marine or a Reaper or an SCV or something there, so that drone was pretty smart from Scarlett just to make sure that there wasn't any free intelligence being given on her side of the map. And in fact, we do have a macro command center coming up for Bomber here, so he's really anticipating a late game. And, I think it's a great idea on a map this big. The only thing you have to be careful about as Terran is if you let this get scouted out, a Zerg player can easily destroy your front door and crush you if they decide to go for something like, Baneling Roach All In. So this is something that is risky, but it can pay huge dividends if you play it correctly. And one of the secrets to this is building this command center inside your base. I'm actually surprised that he built it up here. I would have thought maybe it would have been safer to build it like right here or something, just to make sure an Overlord can't glance at it, but I guess Bomber isn't too concerned about scouting information, and I guess he feels comfortable enough opening up with the macro CC on this map. And in fact, he's going to be able to ward away that Zergling, not before Scarlett gets a scout at the front door, though. So Scarlett does know that there is an expansion here, but she does not know about the macro CC inside the base, and it's very unlikely Bomber is going to lift this off. He's going to most likely, transform it into an orbital command, utilize all 3 of his orbitals here to mule up his natural and his main, and once everything is fully saturated with SCVs and mules, he will then lift this off and plant it down here. And this is just a great macro opening for the Terran player. One that is actually pretty hard to stop if you don't scout it early on, or if you don't go with the correct build order. And I guess Scarlett here is going to go for a 3rd hatchery, so she isn't going to be too far behind in bases, but she will need to think about grabbing a 4th hatchery pretty soon here, because as it stands right now, it is going to be impossible to end this game early on as a Zerg. She's going to have to take it to the late game, and if she wants to take it to the late game, she'll need that extra base in order to stand up to Bomber's macro. And we can see here that there's a full-on barracks wall going up as well, so very, very difficult for any Zerg units to come on through. And Bomber just utilizing this like a makeshift gateway, allowing his forces to go in and out. Very intelligent here, and of course he's going to use these barracks to also produce Marines. So you know, everything is pumping on all cylinders here for the Terran player. And we even have stim pack coming from the tech lab, so it looks like we're going to be seeing bio here from Bomber, if you didn't already realize from the fact that he's building a ton of barracks. Now you know for sure he's getting stim pack, and he's going to be going heavy bio. But most Terrans nowadays, they incorporate some mech with their bio as well. You'll see some Widow Mines usually as the unit of choice being added in, so don't be surprised to see a factory coming, and that is what is being built right now, along with some Widow Mines being produced later on in later stages of this game. And you can see here Bomber, after making sure his front door was fortified, then lifts off his barracks and brings him back into the main base, because there's just that 1 minute of kind of, if you go for a macro CC, you're very vulnerable to an all-in. So he puts the barracks at the front door just in case he's gonna get attacked, and once he feels comfortable enough, he then replaces the barracks and makes it so that his forces have an easy way going in and out of his front door. And now he doesn't have to worry about any type of all-in. It's way too late in this game for Scarlett to even be thinking about that. So I really like the transition here from Bomber, and now he's feeling like he's got enough SCV, so he's just going to start to saturate this pocket expansion as well. Things are looking extraordinarily great for the Red Terran player here, and it looks like he's adding on a couple more barracks, so he is really kicking it into high gear here. And we'll see what Scarlett is going to be able to do. She is going to go for Aspire, and she's adding on another expansion as well, so she does have the 4th base coming up, and the Spire is an interesting tactic that you'll see Zergs like Jaedong use. If you can get a ton of mutas out, you can really punish a Terran player. But we'll see if she's going to be able to get enough on the field. It looks like right now she's got enough gas saved up for only a few, because she's trying to stretch her gas pretty thin now. She's getting melee and carapace, overlord speed, and centrifugal hooks, so she doesn't really have that much gas saved up at this moment. And because of that, I don't know if she's going to be able to really do all that much against Bomber here. But we'll see what happens. That Spire is about to finish. She does have about 600 gas saved. And she's bringing a couple of Zerglings around here, going to try to take out that supply depot, but easily defended by these 3 Marines stemming out of the bunker. And now I think, I was going to say Toss Girl, but Scarlett, I think Scarlett realizes that she is facing up against a 3-base Terran here. And there are some Marines at the top Zelnaga Tower. Queens and Zerglings are there though, and it looks like these Queens, one of them is going to go down, but the Marines are going to get surrounded by these Zerglings, and that medevac has to fly out of there. 8 Mutalisks now currently on the way, and those Mutas, once they come out, will be able to greet that medevac and take it down very easily. There's a Spore Crawler coming up at the same time as well, so this medevac, I really don't think it's going to be able to get much damage done. There are a ton of Overlords here as well. Scarlett really elevating her game to the next level, and realizing, hey, if I just have some Mutas and Spore Crawlers here, there's no way that medevac will be able to do any damage. And one thing that Bomber has not done this game at all is been able to harass the economy of the Zerg player, and that's a huge victory for Scarlett. As long as she can keep her economy intact, she will be in great shape in this game. She is now adding in some Banelings as well, and it looks like she is planning to Baneling bust her way into this expansion. And this could be pretty interesting. No SCVs have, 1 SCV has gone down already, but a ton more could fall as well. There are some supply depots that these Banelings will have to bust through though, and I'm not sure if there is enough Banelings to actually get through a supply depot wall and therefore hit the SCVs, but some mutas are going to come through, maybe soften up the supply depots first and foremost. A couple of changelings coming in, but they are easily dispatched of as Bomber is paying attention to his army here. He's got a great line of forces as well. Look how many siege tanks and Marines he's got. +1, +1, 2, on the way. 15 Marines being produced. Drilling claws also being researched at the same time as well. And so Bomber is just in full-on macro mode. He's at 176 supply. Scarlett is at 186 188 supply. She's got a slight supply lead. She is going to go in here with her forces. Will she go with the Banelings on the right-hand side? Doesn't look like she's moving in with those units yet, but she does have enough forces here to crush through the siege tanks, and it looks like she's going to bust through these Marines as well. Will she have enough forces remaining here to get into the pocket expansion? It looks like she will. Look at this great engagement by Scarlett. A couple of Widow Mines are here as well, but they are not going to be enough to deter these mutants and Zerglings and Banelings. And what a brilliant play by Scarlett. She actually still has more Banelings up here. She totally forgot about them, but she is now inside the main base of the Terran player. And now Bomber's really going to have to rely quite heavily on his macro to be able to defend against this, trying to get his Widow Mines underground inside his main base to help defend. A lot of SCVs here under attack. The supply depot had to be canceled, so the SCVs could be saved. 14 SCVs have gone down already. And finally, I get a chance to catch my breath there, but Scarlett just completely ruffle stomped the front door of Bomber. And I actually thought Bomber was pretty well defended, but Scarlett just went in with the entire army, the cavalry, the infantry, the artillery, everything's getting sent in there, and she was able to crush through that army of Bomber, and now more Banelings coming in. Widow Mines do get underground pretty quickly due to drilling claws, but they quickly get blown up by the splash damage by the Banelings. And it looks like now Bomber is in recovering mode. He is trying to get out of the ER right now as he's trying to get SCVs and mules to replenish the mineral lines and get enough forces out here to help defend. He desperately needs to build some bunkers in order to fortify his natural and his third expansion. Unfortunately for him, it looks like he doesn't have any bunkers coming up. He's just going to rely on Marines with Widow Mines. He's spreading them out quite nicely here to mitigate the damage from the Banelings. But he's got to be careful. It looks like Banelings are coming in from the north here, and these Marines have got to spread out. It looks like they're doing an okay job there. Great Widow Mine detonation. Really killing off about 5 Banelings there, but these Zerglings are going to run in and wreak havoc on the mineral line once again. Bomber has no way to defend against this. He's trying to re-macro and get his forces out. He's building 15 Marines at a time here. Will he have enough units remaining here to defend? A lot of Widow Mines underground here, but they're all recharging their Sentinel missile. It looks like Scarlett deciding to pull back just for a second here, and she is basically playing Sauron Zerg status out, just continuing to macro out of all of her hatcheries, trying to break the back of Bomber. She's doubled her supply lead against Bomber at this moment, and it looks like she's doubled her her drone lead as well. Wow, what a game by Scarlett, and I think that she's probably got this one in the bag here. She's building a huge horde of Banelings as well, and this Baneling army, unless Bomber can figure a way to defend here, unless he gets some pretty lucky Widow Mine strikes on that pack of Banelings, he is going to be in a lot of trouble. You know, it would be really great if he could just get a couple siege tanks here on the high ground and inside of his main base. Fortunately, he doesn't have the time to build them, and here comes the Banelings, and Bomber has to GG. Nothing he can do about that, and Scarlett wins game 1 of this best of 5 from the round of 8. Hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to move right on to game 2, and this is HD signing out.